Today, I'm going to show you every mistake you're probably making in your forehand technique. Mistake number one, leading with the wrist and not leading with the elbow. One thing you're going to want to do is record yourself so you can find out if you're actually leading with your wrist or your elbow. Before, when I used to throw my forehands, I would lead and the disc would already be in front of my body. What you want to do is make sure you're leading with the elbow. At the point that your elbow is in line with your knee is usually about the time you can start transitioning and leading with the wrist and the elbow. Mistake number two is having the elbow too close to the body. So here, what usually happens when you keep your elbow too close to your body is you're robbing yourself of power. When the elbow is too close to the body, leads to me leading with my wrist, which is mistake number one. You want to make sure you have this distance between you and your elbow. So I'm holding the disc here. Notice how I already have that distance between my body and my elbow. So that's going to allow me to lead with the elbow, then lead with the wrist on the release. And mistake number three, focusing too much on what the upper body is doing and not focusing on what you're doing with your lower body. So what I mean with that is here in our run up, we're going to take a step, plant. Here, I want to make sure you're pushing off that back foot and we're using the hips to help generate power into our rotation. Notice here, if I'm just trying to drive with my upper body, here I'm not going to be able to generate as much power as if I'm using my hips and pushing off with my back leg and initiating that rotation. So here, notice how I'm going to come up, take my step, here, push off. Jeez.
Damn, we lost that boy. He gone.
I could feel my hips initiating the rotation on that throw, and just even on my release, I could hear the flick of my release as I was leading with my elbow. I've been a forehand player since I've started playing disc golf, and I was making all three of those mistakes. But since I started using the Seekr training app, I was able to pinpoint my mistakes and correct them. And now that you've watched this video, you won't be making those same mistakes.